I in my neighborhood knew what would happen tomorrow. Not big things. The kind you don't think twice about until they start happening exactly the way someone said they would. At first, nobody was scared. We actually thought it was kind of funny. I was 16 when this happened, living in a quiet suburban neighborhood where every day felt the same. Same houses, same sidewalks, same people walking dogs at the same times. Nothing ever really happened there, which is why the moment something felt off, it stood out immediately. A stranger showed up on a Monday. No announcement. No drama. He was just there, standing near the corner where our street curves toward the park. Same spot every afternoon. Same posture, like he had a reason to be there, even though nobody knew what it was. He didn't talk to anyone. He didn't look homeless or lost. He looked normal, and that somehow made it worse. The first weird thing happened that same day. A kid was riding a scooter down the sidewalk, going too fast, not paying attention. The stranger had been watching that exact stretch of concrete for a while. A few seconds later, the scooter hit a crack and the kid wiped out hard. It looked like coincidence. That's what everyone said. But what stuck with me was that the stranger never reacted. He didn't flinch, didn't look surprised. He just kept watching, like the moment had already happened for him. The next day, he was still there. His attention was on an old car parked near the curb. A few hours later, when the owner tried to start it, nothing happened. The engine didn't even turn over. Still not scary, just bad luck. That's what we told ourselves again. But then it kept happening. Every afternoon, the stranger stayed in the same general area, and every day, something small happened. By the middle of the week, people stopped laughing about it. Kids slowed down when they passed him. Adults pretended not to notice, but clearly did. Parents started calling each other, asking if anyone knew who he was.
Who is that man?
Why is he just standing there?
This doesn't feel right.
Nobody did. What bothered me most was how calm he always looked. He never reacted when things happened, never smiled. Friday, the neighborhood felt different, heavier. That's when he looked directly at me for the first time. At me. It wasn't threatening. It was just focused. And my body reacted before my brain could explain why. My stomach tightened. My chest felt heavy. That night, I barely slept. I kept replaying everything in my head, every coincidence we'd ignored, every excuse we'd made, every time we told ourselves it was nothing. I kept thinking that if he was wrong even once, everything would go back to normal. Saturday came, morning passed, afternoon passed, nothing happened. I started to relax. I felt embarrassed for letting it get to me, like I'd scared myself over something stupid. Late in the day, I had to walk to the store, just a normal errand. Something I'd done 100 times before. That was new. Halfway there, I saw him again. Same spot, same posture, same calm expression. The moment I noticed him, my pace slowed without me realizing it. Something about his attention felt heavier than before. I turned around. Everything exploded into noise. Tires screeching, metal slamming. A car flew through the intersection behind me and crashed into a parked truck. If I had taken one more step forward, I would have been standing exactly where it hit. People ran. Someone screamed. Phones came out. I stood there shaking, heart pounding so hard it hurt. When I looked back, the stranger was gone. Nobody saw him leave. Ambulances followed. The street turned into chaos. I went home in shock. That night, one thought wouldn't leave my head. He never predicted death. He never warned anyone directly. The next morning, everything got worse. My dad didn't come home. By noon, police were at our door. Things I didn't understand yet suddenly became real. Things that had apparently been building for years without me knowing. That's when it finally clicked. Stranger wasn't guessing. He wasn't predicting accidents. He was watching outcomes. After that week, he never came back. No one ever figured out who he was. No reports. No explanations. But sometimes, when something bad happens out of nowhere, I think about him standing there quietly, already aware of what was coming. And I wonder how many warnings we ignored, just because they sounded small. This story was inspired by a real incident regarding a man reported in a Midwestern neighborhood who appeared to accurately predict minor local events over several days. Residents initially dismissed the behavior as coincidence until a serious incident occurred shortly after a specific warning. Authorities investigated the individual as a possible stalker with inside knowledge